let me break it down further to make it more easy. So these are phases, okay? Prepare, explore, realize, and deploy. So prepare is all about, project planning. It doesn't have importance for us. Okay. So here is explore phase. In explore phase, basically we do all the planning, test planning, data planning, sizing, technical blueprint. So all the blueprinting is done here at the explore phase. Okay. Now, if you see here, sandbox migration, detailed migration plan, downtime optimization, all this is done here. If you go to the next phase, which is realize phase, here you all do all the configuration. If you see delta configuration, integration validation, test execution. So basically what we are doing, prepare, migrate, and post migration, all those steps are done in this phase, in the realize phase. In quality environment, test or quality, whatever. Similarly, all those phases are again repeated in the deploy phase, only in the production environment.
Okay.
So anything, if you remember yesterday we were doing some things and there was a transport request number, right? So that
Yes.
so those transport will be moved, with the normal route we did in development, move to quality and move to production. So that production, that all those transport will move into deploy phase, and then we will migrate the system as we are going to do it now. So all those migrations will happen in the deploy phase only for production environment.
Okay. When we are executing the preparation step during the realization phase, so that time only system is studying what changes systematically required in the system, right? That yesterday we got this SAP note that needs to be done, those things, and we provided the documents.
Yes.
So we will not be aware until we are in this realization phase.
Absolutely.
And we may add or change our plan, right?
Absolutely. So here you see custom code adjustment, corrections and optimizations. All these surprises comes out here.
Okay.
Yeah. And explore phase is more about, you prepare your blueprint, like, what will be your new chart of account, what will be your new structure, how you are going to map your secondary cost element with primary cost element, what will be the ledger settings, how your universal JE will be used. So all those things you do in explore phase, basically the documentation phase.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Any other question, guys? Okay. So let's move on. Come on. Something happened to the system now. Give me a second, guys. Nothing is working. Reconnecting. Okay. We'll go again to SPRO, IMG, and this. We were in this GL and we stopped here. Define ledger for CO version. Okay. So you can have your notebook and your pen with you. Same process what we did yesterday. We will do certain set of activities and then you guys have to update your document. The same document which you did yesterday, carry on with the next. Okay. So the first section for today, define document type for posting and controlling. What does it do? So today in FI, you have some document types, right? I hope you guys are aware of document types, like KR is vendor invoice, ZP is payment, DR is customer invoice, SA is accounting document, AB is accounting document. So a standard SAP has provided document types in financial accounting. For the first time, SAP is introducing document types in controlling as well. So the reason is, since now financial accounting documents and controlling document would be posted in the same ledger. So now the question is how to identify what are CO documents and what are FI documents. So just to have an additional identifier apart from ledger, you can have CO document type as well. Standard SAP has given a sample document type. The new document type CO is provided as an example. If you want to use CO, you can use CO. If you want to use more, you create C1, C2, whatever you want. If you go here, it is the same screen which comes OBA7 screen, which comes when we create document types in FI. It's the same screen. So like here you have.
How we differentiate between FI and CO document type?
So from configuration aspect, there is no difference. It is only when you post a document, then you assign CO document type. And then there is an automatic process also that for these transactions, by default, the document type would be CO. So I'm coming to that. Okay. Yeah. So like here we have asset document, AB accounting, depreciation, net asset. C1 was created by me itself. So let's not use this. So here we have CO. This is the standard SAP CO document type. What does it mean? CO document type use GL accounts and can collect secondary costs. So you see here, till today, this was not the option in document type. But the moment you have CO document type, you have secondary cost as an option that you can collect secondary cost on this, and you will have GL account. And of course, you will not have material customer vendor because this is only CO. So this is your CO standard document type. Now, that's just a creation of document type. Now, how to use this? Next option is define document type mapping variant for CO business transaction. Now in CO, there are certain set of transactions like settlement, like periodic postings, like manual repostings. So you can give CO document type that whatever you created just CO, you can say by default, whenever these set of transactions are posted, it should be CO always. Because on those screens, there are no option to fill the document type. So if you go here, you see this standard and you see CO. So now you see actual assessment, distribution of primary cost, distribution of secondary cost, manual cost allocation, actual cost center allocation. All those are using document type is CO. So whenever there is this transaction, CO transaction being posted, by default the transaction document type would be CO. So this is how you can set. If let's say you created one more document type C1. So you go, you say, okay, this is CO, but for this I want C1. So you can say, okay, C1. There is no C1, but I have not created yet. So, but you have option to change this. So you got the answer. Your question get answered?
Yes, thank you.
Yeah. So system will check, okay, transaction nature is CPPA. Then system will automatically pick, okay, there is CPPA means document type should be CO. If you create any custom document type, you don't want to use standard, you put your custom document type here. It allows.
Samik?
Yes.
The GL and CO are same document type, right?
Sorry, say that again. I didn't get that.
General ledger and the controlling now suppose like they share the same document type.
No.
You previously mentioned I missed some core something. You just mentioned like document types. CO is part of inside general ledger document type.
Okay, hold on. So what you are looking at, you are saying this one.
Yeah.
This one?
Yes.
Okay.
You just mentioned this is a part of a document type, right?
Right.
CO.
Yeah. So
if
yeah, go ahead.
So previously, CO and general ledger account, they have a different document type. Now they share the same document type.
No. This tick does not mean that CO document type will use the GL account. So if you like, let me show you one another thing. If I show
Okay.
you customer document, hold on, customer invoice. So if you see here customer invoice, asset, customer, vendor, material, GL account. So the question, it does, this screen means that on this particular document type you can use below account types. On the customer invoice you can have customer number, vendor number, material number, or GL account number. So similarly, it means on the CO document type you can only have GL account. So any transaction you post either in FI or in CO, you need to have a GL account, right? Either secondary cost
Yeah.
either secondary cost element or primary cost element. If I say this, let's say now I make this, so then it is not valid because I cannot use CO document type for my vendor invoices. There is no sense of using CO for my vendor invoices. It's already there, right? So I don't need these four options. I just need GL account, so that, and secondary cost, so that my assessment transactions as well as my normal primary cost posting can happen on this document type CO. That's what the purpose is.
I see. Thank you.
Okay. So two options, these are interlinked. So first, you can, if you want, you can take a note with example. Define document type for posting and controlling. Here you create the document type, and standard SAP has already provided CO just as a sample, and you can create more, C1, C2, or any other number which is not available. My voice is coming back. Thank you. You guys can mute yourself from your side, and whenever you need, you can unmute. And the second option is you define that document type in the mapping variant. So here you go mapping variant, you see the standard one, and if you just open it up, you see always CO is mentioned. Now what I can do is, let's say I go here and I say CO and I make a copy and I say okay, I'll make it CZ, okay, and I save it. Now I go here and I can go in the mapping and I can say okay, hey, this I need CZ, I don't need this. CZ and CZ. So I can go and change this, and now I can save it. So whenever there is a CPPA kind of transaction, it will be CZ, but whenever there is GPDS, which is distribution of secondary cost, it would be CO. So within CO also I can differentiate my transaction by document type. I can have multiple document type, I can have one document type. I have these options. Any questions on these 2 points? Define document type and define document type mapping variant for CO business transactions. And I hope you guys have taken the note what exactly you need to include in the details of these two. Because before I end up the training, I will review your documents. No questions? Okay. Let's move on. Next one, check and define default values for postings and controlling. What does it do? In this activity, you define default values for use in CO business transactions whose user interface does not allow you to enter a document type or the ledger group for posting purposes. So there are some transactions in CO where on the screen there is no option to put the document type. Here you have to default it out. It is by company code, and if you remember, we just see the mapping variant. So you see, remember this mapping variant 000001. If I go to next option, I have this company code with this mapping variant, and the ledger group would be 0L. So what does it do is, in this activity, you define the default values for use in CO business transactions whose user interface does not allow you to enter a document type or a ledger group for posting purpose. So wherever you cannot enter ledger group or document type, you define the default settings. That for this company code, for this set of transactions, which is in the mapping variant we just saw in the previous screen, that this is the list of transactions. For this company code, you should use this ledger group. Standard setting, if you do not enter the default ledger group, all CO posting will be done to all the ledgers. So now you have to tell system that I want to do this only to limited ledger group or all the ledger groups. Sorry, this is not assigned. So if you leave it blank like this, this is blank. Blank means all the ledger group will receive the posting. If it is 0L, only 0L will receive the posting and the copying ledger, whichever is the copying ledger. So this is another control which is built here. You can tell system that I don't want to put this, but I want to post certain transaction to this ledger group only and this transaction to this ledger group only. Standard setting is, if you do not enter a default ledger group, all CO posting will be done to all the ledger. So standard setting is blank. If you simply, it keeps on blank. It means any CO posting will go to all the ledgers, whatever ledgers you have. If you want to restrict it, you go and restrict it. Define offsetting account determination type. Okay. So before I get into this configuration, I want to understand what is offsetting account from you guys. Questions? Oh, sorry, I have a question. You guys have to answer. What is offsetting account?
Is it those cutover GL accounts that we will create to migrate from one old system to the new system?
No.
So that balance will net out?
No.
Or general offsetting?
It's a general offsetting account. So let me build an example. Okay, let me show you by example. Then okay, so you have a debit 600 100 for $5,000. Okay, sorry. And then you have a credit $3,000 $500 $1,000 $500. Is this entry clear to you guys? Hello? Is this accounting entity clear? What I'm trying to do here?
Yes.
Okay. Now, if I run this in today's environment, if I run the report for this GL in simple transaction, FBL3N, I'm not sure how many of you have noted. If in FBL3N, if I run the report for 600, 100, there is a column called offsetting account. And I will just get this in offsetting account. I will not get this. Did you guys ever notice this? I'm not sure about Indu, others, but I think Indu, you must have noticed it, or I'm not sure if you haven't seen this. Yes, no, no, yes.
No.
Okay. So
No.
if you have your system access today, try to check this. In today's environment, if you run simple FBL3N, or if you are on new GL, FA, GLB0, LL03, if you run for this, let's say any accounting entry having multiple credits and single debit, or whatever the other way around. If you run the report for this account debit side, there is a column in FBL3N report which says offsetting account, and in offsetting account you will just get this option, the first option. You will not get these options. And there is a very specific requirement from each business that they say, okay, hey, we need all the four actually. Technically, it should be all the four, but there is a standard SAP limitation. They just give one line. They don't give others. So that's offsetting account number one. Offsetting account is if you are debiting one account, where is the credit going? So all these are offsetting account. There are four offsetting accounts here. But in SAP, standard SAP today's environment, SAP shows only one offsetting account. Now coming to this topic. In this activity, you define how system calculate the offsetting account in all applications. You have to carry out this activity before you perform any migration activity that affect your offsetting account. So now the question here is, if let's say you are migrating this entry from your ECC, this is in ECC, right? Now this is going to S4HANA. So how this entry will look like in S4HANA? So there are four options. Do not display offsetting account means don't display any of the offsetting account in the GL report. That's option number one. Option number two, display offsetting account if clearly specified. Display offsetting accounts if clearly specified. If four options are there, display all the four. Always display offsetting account with the highest amount. What is the highest amount here? $3,000. So always display only with the highest amount.